Hey coding buds. So basically in today's GFG POTD we have problem missing elements of arithmetic progressions. So basically it is a medium level problem, and as the problem statement is given a sorted array R that represents an arithmetic progressions AP which exactly one missing element. Find the missing number. Okay, so here note is given an element which always exists that upon inserting into a sequence form arithmetic progressions, if the given sequence already form a valid complete AP, returns the n plus 1th element that would come next in the sequence. So as we know very well about arithmetic progressions, like it follows a sum sequence of numbers with having a proper defined differences. That means it is having proper differences. Okay, so and it is in the form of like n is equal to a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. Okay, which we have already learned in mathematics subject. Okay, and by this formula we can able to find our first term and nth term. Okay, the thing is that this is not the main thing here. In the given problem we have to find the missing element in the given list. So if I'm going to talk about here first example here, so here we have 2 4 8 10 12 14. So our first approach is we have to first of all find the difference. Okay, because by using difference we are going to check that which are the elements are like missing in the given list. Okay, so here if I'm talking about 2 and 4, so there is actually a gap of 2. Okay, but here if I'm talking about 4 and 8, so it is there we have a gap of 4. And again if I'm talking about 8 and 10, so we are talking about 2. So that means here the AP is like, if I'm talking about example first here, so the differences is like we can say the difference is 2. Okay, so this thing we have done it by using theoretical, but let's say here we have to do it but by implementing it into the coding. So first of all here we have to find the int length. Okay, so here int n is equal to array dot size. Okay, and once we have defined the size of an array, the second thing is that we have to find the differences. Okay, so we can also include it as a first step. First we need to find the difference between the two items, we can say that. Okay, so for that what we can say, int differences is equal to, here we can say array of 1 minus array of, here what we can say, here we can say that array of 1 minus array of 0. Okay, so by using this way we can easily get our difference value. Let's say if I'm talking about example 1, with respect to example 1, here I'm getting the difference of 2. Okay, so I'm getting the difference of 2. Now once we have like done these things, now we need to traverse it and check which of the elements are like missing element. So for traversing it, here we need to traverse it till the ith position, which is 2. I is equal to 2, that means from this position. The reason behind traversing from here is like here we require 2 elements. Okay, that means the first element and the previous element, from which we can able to find the differences. Okay, so here we are going to traverse it here. So what we can do here, for int I is equal to 2, I is less than the size of an array, then here we can set it I plus plus, and then after that what we have to do, here we need to check the condition. That means here we can say that if my array of I, if array of I minus 1, that means the previous value, that means this value, if I'm standing at this position, that means on index 2, that means on 8th element. Okay, so if my I minus 1, that means this one 4, if I minus 1 is not equal to the present value minus difference value. Okay, so if I minus 1 is not equal to, we can say that array of the present value, that means 8 minus the difference value which we have calculated, which is 2. Okay, that means 6. Okay, so here we can say that if array of I minus 1, which is like, we can say that I minus 1 which is 4, and 4 minus the present value, that means I minus array of I minus difference value, then we have to return those value. Okay, that means those are the elements which is missing from this list. Okay, so array of I minus difference value, by using this we can simply get our missing data and we can simply return our missing data. Okay, so here we have to simply return our missing data. So if array of I minus 1 is not equal to array of I minus difference, then here we have to simply return our array of I minus difference. Okay, array of I minus difference here, which is, if I'm talking about with respect to example first here, so here we actually getting 6, because here if array of I minus 1, which is, here we can say that 4, if 4 is not equal to, here we can say that array of I, which is 8. Okay, array of I, which is 8 minus difference, which is 6, then here we actually inserting this thing, and yeah, both are not equal, then here we have to do these things, otherwise everything is like equal. Okay, else we need to return here array of n, that means the size of an array. Okay, then here we can say n, array of n minus 1, that means the length of the list n minus 1 plus my difference. Okay, by which we can get the remaining values. So let's try to compile and run. So its compilation is completed. Let's try to submit it. So yeah, it's submitted. So yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.